Welcome to our next tutorial, and today we are looking at how to merge the various animations into one character and use it in Coppercube 6. Okay. Last time we started with our T-Rex, right? We started with our T-Rex, and so we want to continue from there. So this is our T-Rex. We're going to open the animation that I clone have by default included. So the first thing is in our game, what do we want to do? That's the question, because for you to send a certain animation and use it in a game, you need to find out what game you are doing, design or stuff. So let's say that in our game we want to just the T-Rex to run. Okay, we are not going to include a die. We just want it to run and jump. Okay, a run and a jump animation, so that our T-Rex, we can maybe for design, we will just want to use, he will run, it will jump. And that is the basic thing. Idle run jump, idle run jump. He's not going to tear anything or destroy anything. Okay. It's for kids, so we just want to make it simple, something simple. Okay, I've seen the stump animation here, very, very nice. Yeah, if we were to design a game maybe for a little the people, or maybe the grade 5 or 6, we can include some kind of wonderful ones. But let's just keep it simple because of what we are doing. Later, maybe if we should design a game like that, we will think about adding other animations to it. So let's find a run. This is the run animation. Okay, this is the run animation for our character. So yeah, this is run animation. What you're going to do is for for our gaming, we would, when we go to Blender, we would I think make it stand at one place so that it can run. I think there was this part of iClone. I don't know whether I, it's an oversight or something, which allowed in place animation where you just click the in place and the animation will be standing in one place and doing it. It seems, I don't know whether they've taken it out of it, but it's been a while since I had a flash on that. It's been a while since I had a flash on that kind of animation where we have the in place where the character can stand at one place. And I think there was, I don't know. It's been a while since I saw it in iClone. Okay, I can't find it here. Can't find it here. If you know where it is, maybe you can add a comment so that in my next tutorial it can be made simple. But I think I have. So we will do this in Blender, where we will try and get the animation to stand in place. And so let's export our run. Then later we will export our jump. Okay. In exporting the run animation, I want you to pay attention to something. So here is our loop. Okay, just from 1 to 71. I think is from 0 to 71 frames. 71 here. Okay. So one of the things you should know in exporting for game, especially when it is animation like this, not an idle or but a run per se. What you do is that you when the normal, you go to export, then FBX, then clothed. We have already spoken about this. Okay, but one of the things I want you to know that if you should export to Blender, I just export the mesh and the motion. You can choose to export only the motion, but I'm exporting the mesh and the motion. And the point is that if we go to the current animation, you need to specify the range. Okay, if you say all is going to, so I just want to specify the range. We just need the 0 to 71 frames. That is all we needed. Okay, we need, because if you don't do that and you send it to Blender and you want to work it on in Blender, you would have to do a lot of work. and there will be you wouldn't have. So make sure that if, especially from CC4, if you are to export the animation, know the range, export that particular range so that that will be available for you to use. Okay, so that is it. Let's export it. We want to export it as T-Rex run. Let's do it run 2. Okay, let's do it run 2. That will be. I've already done the first one. Okay, and I just want you to see this one. So let's do the run 2. Okay, so let's wait for it to finish. We'll pause here, then we will continue when it is done. Now we are done with actions. Okay, animations, and we just want to this Blender. We want to merge animations in Blender so that you can have one character with several animations for our game. So yeah, I don't really need all these things in Blender. I just select all and delete them per se. Okay, so here we need to import our character. So I'll go to the import FBX. Remember we saved it as FBX. Import. So let's go to our T-Rex. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the idle. Okay, then let's import our idle. This is our idle, and this is what we're going to do. Let's go to Adobe Sheet here. Adobe Sheet. Then we go to for Adobe Sheet. We go to Action Editor. Okay, let me just pull it a little. Okay, so this is action. If we play it, you see the action. The character moves is in the idle state, so it will be just be rendering some uh, idle state stuff. Okay, so that will be it. Let's just stop it. Okay. So we for us to merge the others, we need to really rename our action. So let's name it. Double click it. Okay, double click it for it to select. Okay, one click, then we rename it as idle. So this is our idle, and we need to bring in the other action. So this is the trick. You as you've deselected it, it's the best. So we go to file, we import our second action, which was the raw, right? The second action, which was the raw. Okay. So wherever you save it, get the bring in the raw, import the FBX, and there's the trick. When it comes, just delete it. Just when it comes, don't press anything. Just delete it so that yeah. So you see that there are now two FBX loaded stuff. So you just have to click delete so that it deletes the new one. Then we will click on the bone to select. Then we come to the action drop list. So here is the new action. That is the raw action that we loaded, and we rename it to raw. So this is our raw action. To so this is our raw action. So you see it's performing the raw here. Uh, so don't worry, don't really worry about it. It's working. That's all. So we need to bring in uh, our next what do you call it? Our next action. Okay. So the same thing. I like to deselect it so that I can bring in my next FBX action. So we have the run. We have the run. Okay, so this is the run here. Go to the run, import it, And the same thing, we will just delete it and save, uh, activate the amateur, then we can. So this is the run. You see, the run has come forward. So what we do is just click delete. Okay, click the first staff, drop down, then you select the run action, then you name it as run. Now what we do is, what we need is, we need the action to the character to stand in one loop at one place. So we need to really get that one done. And this is how we, this simple how we do it. Okay. Now you see that we are in the object mode. So we first need to go to the edit mode. Okay. So yeah, pose mode. This we go to the pose mode so that we can edit it from there. Okay, so we go to the pose mode. Okay, we move to the pose mode. Then we need to correct the position. So I would want to go to my view and maybe to the right. Okay, because I want to have so much control about to. Okay, so here is it, and it's okay for me. So on pose mode, this is what we do. We go back and click on this, then we click on pose, then to the roots. Okay, we try and grab it to the roots. So the root bone, that's where we need stuff. So to the roots, then we click N to open. So we will be working on the roots. Okay, root bone here, so that we can get it back here. But we want to use the location parameters. That will be very simple for us. So let's select it, select the amateur, make it active. Then what we do is we, from the action editor, we come back to the timeline. Okay, so we come to the timeline because we are making changes to the animation. And when we come back to the timeline, we want to auto key it, or okay, we want to try and auto key it. So we click on this auto key here, okay, so that it's active, which means that whatever thing we are going to do is going to reflect. Okay, so remember that our character is moving in the Y axis, so we have to be changing the its location too. So we move to our first frame. Okay, and check out something. Okay, check out something. As we move the timeline high, you will see that the Y axis location changes. Okay, so I think I've gone too far. Okay, the Y axis location changes. That is where we want to affect things. That's where we want to change things. Y axis changes. Okay, so we will be looking at this, we'll be changing the, so that it can loop at the same place. Okay, so you see the Y is reducing to 0. So this will do, as long as we have AutoKeyed, we can click and copy it. We click and copy it. Okay, we move to the first frame. Okay, we move to frame 1 and it's 0, so we don't have a problem. We move to frame 2, then you see that the value changes, it is moving. So what we do is we just click on it and we paste it to 0. Okay, so frame 3, it changes, we go back, move it to 0. All I want to do is keep it loop at the same place. Okay, so frame 4, and you do that, you do that through. So I will I will pause here and so that I can get to the end before. So we I've merged all the run. Okay, I've merged the run for it to be a loop. Okay, so this is a loop run. Okay, animation. Then I added another one, shoot. The reason why I named it shoot is I'll show you soon. Okay, it's not really shoot. The T Rex didn't shoot anything, but I intentionally named it shoot for you to see something. So when we have been able to merge all the animations, you export it. I've already exported it. So you export it. You go to FBX, then you get to what particular place you want to. So for me, it was in the T Rex. I did it T Rex baby. I've already exported it. So make sure you type a name and you save it. Okay, I've already done that. So let's close this one. So when after exporting you are done with Blender, don't really save. I'll not really bother saving it. Okay. Then let's go to Coppercube, where we try to use all that we have done. Okay, so now Coppercube comes and we import our animated mesh. So T Rex baby. That's how I saved it. Okay, and let's go to the front. It will load. Yeah, it is come. So the first time we saw that the image was so big, so let's scale it down to 0.03, 0.03, 0.03, then another, oh, zero point 0.3. Okay, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3 for the X, Y, and Z ASICs. So we have here, and you know something, we when you import animations in, you see that it will have to play all, but we don't want to play all. So let's first do the idle. Let's add the textures. We our first tutorial we had the textures at idle, so let's add it. If you've not watched that, I believe you should have time to watch that. We go to materials, then we link with the texture. So this is the textures, and can't you see it's great? It's front. So let's go to perspective. It's a great texture. Okay, this one we've not even added the normal map and stuff. If we should have added the normals and the stuff, it would have become an amazing, right? A very amazing. Okay, dynamics of so a very amazing. Okay, so let's from here. Let me show you why I did the shoot. You know, on the animations we had the raw, we had run, we had shoot, but you see that the raw is not even here. It's idle, run, shoot. This is because by default, Coppercube has 7 actions. It's let's say it. If you can't just name any action like anything, you just have to name the actions in a way Coppercube will recognize. Except I don't know whether there is a script to be able to overrule that. So you see that our raw animation didn't come in. That's why I named this is not actually a shoot, it's a tail, a hit, okay. But I intentionally named it a shoot. Maybe in the game, if we should use this character for the game, maybe I'm going to use this. It will be a nice, like maybe crashing through something or breaking something for then it continues. It will be a nice. That's why I named this shoot because I want it to reflect. Okay, so this is my run character, and remember my run animation. Remember what we did was when I was exporting out of CC or character creator 4, what I did is I didn't specify. I left the frame per seconds to 60, so you can see how a little slow it is. But you can, depending on how you want to design it, you can make your frame per seconds exporting out of character creator for maybe 30 or 24. Okay, maybe 24 30. That will make it a little faster, and you can have it because most games have this fast animations. Okay, very fast animations. Okay, actions. So you can also do that, but I left it at 60 frames per second because it's for children. I don't really have to do a lot of impressions there. So that is it. That is it for today. So let's just add some terrain to see how it will look when we add some terrain. Let's leave everything at default. And yeah, default, that would do. Add the terrain. Okay, so let's delete this tree. It seems our character is buried. When you come to the front, you see it's buried down here. So you can bring it up. In our next tutorial, we are going to look at setting up the scene, the controls, uh, stuff like that. Okay, so that you can play around or something like that. Okay, so this is front. Let's go to perspective. So we have here. Okay, if you pay attention, our character is suspended. It's suspending because that is it. But we're going to fix all these things in our show you how it is done in our next video tutorials as we begin to see. We may use the same character. We may use the same character in trying to design a game for children. Okay, so that is it for us. Let's preview it. We have not added any camera to it. Let's see if we can preview. We would have to come and add a camera to it and be able to preview. So there's it. There's a preview. But in our next tutorial, when we set up scene and other things, we will look at all those wonderful things. Okay. So have a wonderful time. Enjoy. Design your character. Import it and have a nice time. Okay. We'll meet in our next. And before I go, like and subscribe it. Okay. The reason why we like and subscribe is so that uh when I put in the next video for Coppercube, you'll be able to get it. You'll be able to get the video. We're just going to design a game from the scratch, so it will be good if you join me and you learn the basis of Coppercube, so that it's a free codeless engine. So I believe you can design more games to it and with it and stuff. And so just like and subscribe. Okay, thank you very much.